You will look down. That's what they told me. You will look down. How can someone know that? How can someone say something so personal? Not knowing anything about me. Should be a prank, right? Should be a coincidence. I shouldn't care. I shouldn't be afraid. I'm Grady. I'm a rock climber. Free climber, more specifically. It's not the same as free soloing. That one's the one without any helmets or harnesses. And you climb so high, you'll definitely die if you fall. There's actually this man on the internet that does it with skyscrapers. It freaks me out to imagine if he just falls and just crushes anyone casually walking the sidewalks. I'm getting sidetracked. No, I've never done that. Never wanted to. I use the usual stuff. The ropes, harnesses, helmets, climbing sites in the woods. Lots of canyons and stuff. They're usually my favorite. It's just been a bit weird lately. Nothing serious. I've just been getting a bit dazed, I guess, when I climb. I thought it's mostly been, generalized stress about the state of the world, but it's only ever when I'm climbing, really. It took me a while to pinpoint what it was, actually. It's just, I keep feeling like I'm losing track of my climbing distance. It started out very small. A few weeks ago, I thought I reached the climbing bolt, but I didn't. I wasn't looking at it. I was adjusting my harness, so when I reached out my hand, I hit nothing but rock, and it freaked me out for a second, but I looked back up, and the bolt was a foot above where I thought it was. It was like that feeling of walking upstairs and thinking there was one more step than there actually is, so you fumble when you reach the top. Lapse in spatial awareness. And it's normal. It's fine. It happens. But then it kept happening. I'd clip my chalk bag to my belt only to miss it and have it fall and spill all over onto the grass. I'd misplace my camming device. The thing that goes into rock cracks and anchors you. It'd fall out of place right before I started to put weight on it. One time when being belayed, climbing, when attached to a rope system, so when you fall, you get caught. When belaying, felt like I was falling too long. Nothing big, nothing extreme. Just a few seconds. But, God. I did the thing you're supposed to do. I'm not an idiot. I had my eyes checked. I talked to my doc. She didn't think there were any signs of brain damage to refer me to a neurologist. I don't think I could afford to see one anyway. Which is a bit scarier, if there was a problem. there wasn't. So I'm going to focus on that. It still didn't help, though. I feel like it's getting worse. It's freaking me out, okay? Climbing is precision. It's carefulness and flow state and being really damn sure of everything you do, because if you miss one step, if you don't do one thing right, you get hurt. You hurt someone else because you fall. I've never been afraid of falling before. Not really. Not in a way that mattered. I've never even really thought about it when I'm not actively on a rock. All I've ever needed to think to myself was just don't look down. I'd never get too far in my head. I'd never overthink. Never be too stressed. I'd just keep climbing. And now it's... I am, I guess, a bit afraid. Damn it. Not a bit. A lot. I'm afraid a lot. And it's been getting worse because of that person. Has anyone else seen them? Do you know who they are? There was this damn person who caught me at my day job at the library. Shortish, rectangular glasses, had that chain that librarians wear. Librarians who aren't me wear. You know, couldn't quite tell if they were a guy or a girl, but yeah, who gives a fuck about gender right now? They were fucking creepy. They looked at me with this piercing gaze and they whispered to me softly, "I'm sorry. You will look down." What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? What do they mean? You will look down. I was just about to shout at them, but of course, it's a library. It's my job. So I didn't. And they spoke before I could. With fucking crocodile tears in their eyes, because I swear to God, they were fighting off a smile. You will miss the bolt. You'll not place your rope. And you will not notice. And you will climb. And you will climb. And you will climb. And you will climb until you realize what you've done. What it has done to you. You are not skilled enough to get back down. You won't be able to without falling. So you keep going up. It's all you can do now. Till you find the next bolt. Till you reach your safety. But the longer you look at it, the further you reach. The higher you rise, it will look further and further away. You'll convince yourself it isn't. You'll convince yourself that's not possible. There's no way. Yet you're experiencing it with your very eyes, with your very muscles, with your very agony, with your very bones. And you'll grow tired, and you'll grow restless, and you will not be capable of climbing for eternity. Your arms will spasm, and your legs will give way, but you will keep holding on for the scarcest chance hope can provide. But hope will not provide you with anything. And it never will again. And after everything you've told yourself, after everything you've promised, you will look down. And you will fall. Oh, God. And it is going to take you and you will never stop falling. There's no way in hell someone can ever stop falling. That's not a thing. That's not possible. I get that we've got some magic here. Sure, that's fine. Whatever. But I'm not going to let any sort of psychic invade my brain and get into my head. I told them to go fuck themselves. I told them to leave. And they didn't argue with me. You can't just never stop falling. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing to be afraid of. And you know what? It's stupid for a rock climber to be so afraid of falling. It's just part of it, isn't it? Isn't that the draw? Would we really be so intrigued by climbing if we weren't a little bit afraid? Fear fuels us. It's a useful emotion. It's helpful. It gives us a clear head. Makes us double check everything we do. So fuck that person and their stupid words. Because this is what I love to do. I'm going to keep doing it. Even if it... Well, at least I'm not going to jinx it.